is Thomas Lawrence. I'm TJ Holmes. Today we're talking Week 4 media poll. Paradise is #1 at the top in Division 1. But Thomas, we have a jumbled mess, for the rest of Division 1. We have all 5 teams that are ranked at 2-1 records now going into EAL play.
Yeah, and all the same record, but I think, what kind of separates the teams in the pecking order is who they've played, who they've lost to. Paradise, the 2-time reigning champ, they have that respect. They've gotten wins over Napa and Sonora. They're #1 with all those first place votes. But Chico behind them, they're 2-1. They lost to Nevada Union, kept it close this week. Nevada Union, the Sac Joaquin Power, they beat Grant earlier this year. And you look at Foothill, their one loss to Placer. In their Northern California division, the #1 ranked team in terms of potential bowl games, and they beat Lassen like they were supposed to this week. Enterprise 2-1. They lost to a West Valley team in a close game. A West Valley team that has endless potential for their division this year. But I think for Northern Section voters, that's kind of a known commodity a little bit in losing to West Valley. I think that's what kind of just thinly separates those teams at this point before they haven't gone head to head.
Yeah, it's really tough to decide who's really gotten their wins that are better than other. You look at Foothill and Enterprise; they were both tied for 3rd last week. Clearly, the voters have spoken that Foothill's 41-3 win over Lassen last week is better than Enterprise's 40-14 road win at CV last week.
Yeah.
It's really at this point still kind of figuring these teams out, because since they haven't played each other and they haven't really played any common opponents yet, it's really hard to figure out who deserves what spot. It's still early. It's Week 4 heading into EAL this week and everything. You look at Shasta, who's at #5. They're 2-1. They have a big win over Eureka. They had their bye. Now they get Foothill this week, and this is a big matchup right here. The #3 and the #5 team. But Shasta, since they didn't play last week, they gave away some votes to Red Bluff, who's actually the only undefeated team in Division 1 still at 3-0.
Yeah, Red Bluff, the only undefeated team there, but we go down to Division 2, and there's plenty of undefeated teams to go around. West Valley, #1, they got a big win this week at McClemens in Oakland, a 2-time defending section champ, just edged them 20-18, so West Valley stays on top there. Sutter right behind them, they got 5 votes, West Valley has 6, Sutter still undefeated, and all top 5 teams in D2 undefeated, but below those two, West Valley and Sutter have kind of been there all year. What stands out to you, because it's kind of a jumble below that?
It really is. Division 2, you look at all 5 of these teams, they're all undefeated. There's only 9 undefeated teams left in 11-man football right now. There's 5 in Division 2. You look at these teams at the top, West Valley and Sutter, who's been just battling all year of saying who's best, yet they haven't played each other. They're not going to play each other until the playoffs. You look at after those two, you look at Wairika, you look at Wheatland, you look at Live Oak. It's kind of like West Valley and Sutter are the cream of the crop in Division 2. Yeah, the other ones are, undefeated. They're putting up big wins, lopsided victories, but it's really kind of those top teams are clearly the top 2, and the other ones are just kind of fighting, trying to keep those undefeated records, and try and get as many points as they can in the rankings.
Yeah, plenty of potential for those other 3 teams, but Wairika, their most recent win against the team Bonanza of Oregon. No voters around here really know what to kind of think of that. Live Oak has gotten lower division wins, and they're one of the teams that's moved up a division this year. And whenever a team, especially in football, does that, you really kind of have to see down the stretch how that plays out. And if they get, and in some cases, because they remain in the league like Live Oak with D3 teams, you might have to wait till playoff season to really see how they stack up. So I think we know at least to some point what we're getting with West Valley and Sutter, but below that, it's going to be a while.
Yeah, Division 2 shows its strength, but we'll actually see what their strength is when it actually starts going, head to head. And same thing with the Division 1 in the EAL. They'll start playing each other. Those head to head matchups will appear. Things will start to kind of work itself out.
Yeah, for us it'll be good to kind of stop using guesswork on strength of schedule and actually see how Chico looks against Enterprise and matchups like that.
Exactly. That's going to do it for reviewing the media poll from Week 4 this week. Make sure you check out prepbeat.com for more high school sports information.